10, 9, ignition sequence start, 6.
Hello and welcome to Rocket Fuel, your daily-ish update of everything that's happening in the Rocket Fuel community. My name is Wack. Today is Saturday, October 14th. I'm sorry that I didn't get an episode out yesterday. I recorded a Takeoff into DeFi episode. I recorded the weekly orbit, and I also had a meeting with the GMC yesterday. So I wasn't able to get Rocket Fuel out in time. So you're getting a special Saturday episode today. And what a Saturday episode it is as well. So right here we start off with this news from Binance. Well, the chart from Binance really showing that yesterday the RPL token was down at $16.85, and it took a huge beating basically, and sentiment was horrible, everything was garbage, and people were really upset. And then this afternoon, today, we got this huge pump where yesterday, it was $16.85, and then today it went up to $21.23, like a nice casual 20% pump, and now it's kind of maintaining a big chunk of that price. So it's at $20.14 on Binance. And of course, the main place that we want to look at is what it's doing on the ETH ratio. So here, at 1 o'clock and 18 minutes, this is where we got our first buy. So there was a buy for 2,300 RPL, then 1,700 RPL, 1,700. Then Jared got in on it. So it looked like what happened is the buys were coming in on Binance, and that's where it started. And then the bots kind of started reacting on mainnet to try to kind of arb out the price differences and stuff. But the price was just going up and up, and then there were some sells and some buys, and the ratio peaked, I think, at 0.0134, somewhere around there. I'm not sure exactly. Let me see if I can find it. 0.01333. That's, I think, where we peaked, which is really nice. It was 334. Yeah, I think that's where we peaked, 334. So the price action completely changed the mood in trading, and everyone was jubilant, pretty much, really celebratory. I think after the last few weeks of just the downtrend, that little bit of positivity really changed the mood in the community. And yesterday it was really, really horrible. The mood was just atrocious. So it's nice that people were able to kind of turn that around a little bit today. But the community just kind of moves in the 6 months, right? The direction just changes so quickly depending on price, and that's kind of what's happened as well. And because of that, there's been a whole lot of ideas and discussions about what's been causing the price action to change, and what's been what the consequences of it are. I don't really want to go into too much of that on Rocket Fuel. You can dig into yesterday's comments and kind of find that out yourselves. But there were some accusations being thrown around and speculation and all sorts of things like that. So I'm not really going to get into that part of it. There's also talk going around that I'll mention that in a bit later actually, about there being possibilities for short squeezes. I don't fully understand it, so I'll try to explain it best as I can in a little while. Before that, let's get to some actual news. And the actual news that we have is right here from Sneaky, sharing a screenshot from the NodeSet Discord, saying, and it's from Wanda, who is one of the co-founders of NodeSet, saying, "Hello everyone, the first onboarding emails for NodeSet operators have been sent. It may take a few hours for all the messages to go through, so if you've applied, keep an eye out in your inbox today for information on your application status. Fun facts: 145 people applied in total. 51% of applicants met our pre-checks, so about 72 people pre-checks onboarding, so we'll be reaching out to them directly to continue the onboarding process. 49% of applicants failed our pre-checks. I was one of them. It says, check the email you received for more details. If you're part of this group, don't worry. We will recheck your application regularly to determine if your eligibility has changed. As a heads up, we will temporarily stop onboarding applicants after we reach 100 operators while we further develop our system internally. Think of this as a soft launch for our application process. We are moving as fast as we can. It's our goal to onboard as many operators as possible. So people started talking about it in the trading and saying that whether they got the email or not. And I checked and I said, here Destroyer says I failed my NodeSet test. Sneaky says I'm too scared to check. I said I was rejected. And then people just kind of talking about who got in and who didn't get in. And Sneaky says, why were you rejected? And I said that I was rejected because my node performance was good enough, because of my NUC freezing issues. And I was that's frustrating, because I remember at one point I was like one of the top node operators in the world in terms of my effectiveness rate. But my hardware issues have cost me a lot on that. But anyway, Sneaky says, how good does performance need to be? And then Wanda came in to say 95%. Sorry, Wack, nothing personal. He says you were so close. I was like 94%. So hopefully, it'll increase soon and I'll be able to get in. But he says nothing personal. And then Nick says, keep applying. And then I said my node performance has gotten better in the last few weeks, but it counts the last 3 months of things. So I said, they said, they'll be checking on the regular basis and they'll reach out to me once I hit that. I said, expect me to badmouth you all on Rocket Fuel now. So I'm not going to badmouth them on Rocket Fuel. Of course, I'm so excited about NodeSet and the work that they're doing. So here, Wanda says, they check the last 6 months on average. And then these are the main criteria that they were checking up against was performance, which was maintaining 95% effectiveness score on rated.network for your node. The time validating had to be 6 months, and then a invalid signature submission. And the signature submission was that the message they had to sign from their node was incorrect. So that was some of the reasons why people were rejected. So hopefully, with those things, people can kind of fix up and get accepted. But like they said, there's only 100 people that they're accepting in the first round, like a soft launch. So it'll be interesting to see if I make the cut or not. Excuse me, but at the moment I'm not making the cut. So I need to see how that goes. Patches says, I guess I should apply. And Nick is like, please do. But yeah, Patches and my validator is using the rescue node. So the rescue node's got really good performance. So that's cool if it applies. But yeah, NodeSet, they're doing some good stuff. And then we got a little bit more info about NodeSet as well. So here, Sneaky again shared a screenshot from the NodeSet Discord, and Joe here is saying, for what it's worth, the whole thing, I don't have the exact numbers. And then Sneaky, like Joe made a comment on NodeSet Discord, and Sneaky says, wow, Joe is like radioactive colored. And Wanda says, Joe is officially our first operator. So he got a new color on his username on the NodeSet Discord, and he's now the first official operator of a NodeSet account, which is really awesome. He totally deserves it. I doubt very few people in the world will have the know-how to run an Ethereum validator in the way Joe does. So congratulations, Joe, and to Wanda and Nick as well for all the great work that they've done with NodeSet, and I can't wait to see what comes of it. I hope it comes as soon as possible, but it seems it might be still some months away yet. Okay, next we had this milestone that we hit, which was 25,000 mini pools, which was a really nice milestone to hit. I'm just going to see if we're still at that number, because it seems like people have been leaving and joining. So I'm just going to check to see if that is still the number right now. But yeah, 25,000 validators is really nice milestone to hit, and yeah, we're 25,045 active validators, which is wonderful. So congratulations, Rocket Pool, and hopefully we'll be up and away from here, and that will be really exciting for everyone. Okay, next we have a tweet from my favorite Marc Zeller talking about the ETH borrow rate on Aave. So Mark says, and he screenshots the Validator Q website, which we're going to talk about later, and he says, we've reached the staking equilibrium and likely also reached ETH staking yield all-time low. And he says there's 5 to 7 Gwei gas prices, so it's easy to get your validator started. He says native staking yield is 3.51%, STETH yield is 3.3%, and rETH yield is 3.03%. He says with Aave Chan, we propose a new interest curve for wrapped ETH on Aave, make loops profitable again. And then there's a link to a governance post where they're talking about changing the curves for the borrowing ETH on Aave, making it a little bit easier to get it. So he says conservative option set slope to 3.2%, 10 bips below STETH yield, but above rETH yield, which is a bit of a shame because Lido will be able to loop. People with Lido will be able to loop, but people with Rocket Pool won't be able to loop profitably. And then it says aggressive option set slope to 2.8%, so that's 50 bips below, which is 0.5% below Lido, and 23 bips below rETH, so allowing both to be profitable. And at that point, then the Lido yield will be very profitable, which might drive more stake to Lido. But anyway, then there's other stuff that they're trying to figure out, and seeing what happens there. But this might be something really nice to get looping going again. And if they set that rate at 2.8%, then you could get a nice 6, 7, 8 times loop going and really boost your rETH yield. However, right now we are not rETH constrained, we are node operator constrained, and sadly the timing for this is quite bad. So I'm curious to see how this is going to go. Also here with Aave, the RPL supply pool is at around 50%, so it's 420,000 of 800,000. However, the borrow info now is quite interesting because it's hit 100%, pretty much 159,980 of 160,000 borrow cap. So this means that the borrowing has maxed out on Aave. So there's a couple of things that can happen from here. One of them is that they might increase the borrow cap to 253, 400,000. I doubt they'll go more than like 250,000 if they even increase it at all. But I think they'll want to see what kind of adoption it gets in with this before they do anything. There was some confusion that I had about how this works in terms of utilization. So like they have these different like slopes at which you the kind of rate that you pay interest. There's 2 different slopes. There's one slope from 0 to 80%, and then that's the optimal slope. And then there's another one that goes from 80% to like 100% borrow rate, and the interest rate you'll be paying above 80% basically. So I thought this was like 100%, but it turns out that they just use it as a percentage of the supply number. So in that sense, it's about 38%. 38% that's being utilized. So people who are borrowing RPL are paying 4.15% interest. Now, there's a lot of speculation going around about this borrow rate and what it means, because on Binance there's borrowing feature available as well, and it seems like that's getting maxed out also. So this theory is going around that this is now you can kind of launch a short squeeze against these people, and I'm not sure exactly how that works, but Luke was talking about it, and I retweeted it on my Twitter here. So let's see what it says. It says, Luke says that after today's $20 RPL 20% increase, Aave version 3 hit 100% borrow rate on RPL. There's no liquidity perps, and the only reliable way to short RPL was to short by selling on Uniswap or via Binance via spot markets. And this is something I warned all the bears recently. Short squeeze of RPL is now, and then is now possible. Also, Binance has been steadily increasing borrow rate of RPL, and APR and Binance earn for RPL, suggesting the same. It's over shorted, and then he says that I warned about short squeezes, and there might be a short squeeze coming. So I'm not sure exactly what the mechanics of a short squeeze in this situation would be, but it seems like people have been shorting RPL, and that might be causing issues. However, one of the things that we should know, of course, is that these people who have been borrowing an Aave, a big chunk of them are people who have been borrowing RPL to start nodes, and we definitely don't want to be in a position where we're kind of like chasing out node operators through the threat of short squeezes, because it won't be nice for anyone if that happens. So please, let's as a community be cautious about kind of spreading this narrative and pushing this angle, and let's hope that people who are staking with us aren't punished for the mistakes of others. Okay, so next we had this Mr. Sal here. He says, hey, wanted to jump in here and mention that we built a free tool for the Rocket Pool community to generate performance reports on any rETH holder wallet, rocketpool.component.fi. Component.fi. It says, don't hesitate to reach out to me or James with any feedback or requests. So I've not connected to my website to this, my wallet to this website, but they've got different information that pulls it up for rETH, such as price of ETH, the price of ETH gained, the current APR, the PNL for the period, total value in ETH and total value in USD, and then you can choose the dates and you can download reports for your rETH rewards as they come in. So this is a nice little tool that Component.fi have made, and if you want to use it to track your RPL information, then check it out. I think the Rocket Pool team is working on something similar to this, but I don't think that information is available yet. I think it's going to be in the next version of the website, which we're expecting around the next Ethereum conference. Okay, so this is a nice little landmark that happened for the first time. So Trailrunner came into support and tried to run the bot to ask for ETH on Holesky. The faucet bot said, I'm sorry, you can't do that for you. You have to have a person who is a rocket scientist or a team member or Jasper to do that for you. And then patches ran the code saying, give Holesky ETH to this person. And the patches said, what do you need this for? And he says, I'm going to try running a Rocket Pool node and need some test ETH for the node. And then they sent 1 ETH to that person, saying, please wait for it to arrive. And then patches said that you're the first person to use Holesky ETH. Congrats. So it's a bit of a landmark. Of course, the Praetor testnet is being deprecated, it's being turned off, and that will be gone in a few days time, a few weeks time, sorry, but support will be going away from it from now, but Holesky is where Rocket Pool testing community is moving all their stuff onto, so that's nice that we're getting people moving there. Okay, next we had this information from Jasper. He says Jasper wants to be a rep. So what he's saying is he wants people to delegate votes to him. He says, please, Whack, put a message out that I'm looking for someone to delegate to me so I can set up my delegate profile. If anyone's interested, please reach out to Jasper in DMs. He says, single humble request. So let's have a look at the delegate website and see what's there. So this is a delegate website where people can kind of make a little profile for themselves and set up people ability to like delegate to them with an address. Now what's happened is you can't make a profile unless someone has delegated to you or to your address, and what normally happens is someone that you'd use your node to delegate to your own wallet that you have in control, and then you use that wallet to then make a profile and ask other people to delegate to you. Now for Jasper doesn't run a node, so Jasper doesn't have the ability to give himself that first little bit of validator power before he can make delegate power before he can make a delegate profile. So he is asking if anyone would like to delegate their vote to Jasper, and if you do, then just send him a message on Discord so he can get involved in this. As you have a look, here there's a lot of really active community members who have decent amounts of voting power. So we have Marceau, Fornax, Joe, Invis, Dazerdog, Object, Denim, Noshua, Vaka, Darren, of course, Valdorf, Encryptics, All Nodes, Ramana, Mentor, Dave, Wildfire, Fire Infraprod. I'm not sure exactly who that is. Wildfire, I think they might be even on the Oda with this Fire Eyes, maybe. And then there's Sneaky, Ken, Wanda, Contraband, there's me, and Conspiracy, and like a a whole bunch of other people. Sorry if I'm not reading your names out. Jasper wants help with this. So if you are a node operator and you are trying to figure out who you should be delegating your votes to, reach out to Jasper, and you can set him as your delegate, and then he can make a profile, because you can't do that until someone helps him with that first batch. Okay, so here we have a screenshot from Halululu, who said that the active validators on the Beacon chain are 558,252, and the pending validators 0 entering and 0 exiting. So it took a few months, but we are finally at the point now where the number of validators exiting and entering are both 0, which was quite amazing that we've reached this point. If we have a look at the validator queue right now, there are over 300 validators waiting, or 538 validators waiting, so a few hundred have just come online in the last few hours, but the wait time then is just 4 hours, so there's not much of a wait at all. We have 27.4 million ETH staked. Current APR is 3.51%. So as you can see, the validator queue went to 0 right here pretty much yesterday, and that's really great to see. That the chart doesn't quite touch because I guess it was only there for a little while, but then the queue wait time in days, yeah, look, so right here 0 days, which is where we are right now, so it's less than 1 day, and the line is still going up quite nicely, so that's pretty cool. And the supply staked is looking really good as well, and the APR is down only, which of course is going to mirror the up only nature of the validators coming online. This website is made by Hani Abu, I'm fairly sure it's made by Hani Abu, so shout out to Hani Abu for such great stuff. I gave him a shout out on trading today as well, because he's been putting out some really great content recently, so good job, Hani. But yeah, it looks like Ethereum staking has kind of reached a plateau at the moment. Validators are still coming online, but there's no queue anymore, right? So I think the number's still going to go up until like 900,000 or higher, and then we'll see what's going on. Okay, so here Pateris had an update of the Arbitrum vote that was happening with Lido that we were covering the other day, and then the result of that was that Lido got no tokens. So good job, team, everyone who voted against Lido on that, because the last thing they need is $4 million or more for incentives. Okay, next we had this funny thing here where a person was selling their rETH back and forth between rETH and stETH. So they sold their rETH and they bought their rETH again, and people were just like, what's going on? And then it was like, we got the idea that it was probably kind of a wash trading to lock in their losses. So like here, lazy physicist, tax loss harvesting maybe, and then here Val came up with songs. You change your coin. I'm supposed to sing it. You guys don't want to hear me singing it, so you can mute it right now if you want. It's like the sound. It says, you change your coin like a girl changes clothes. He's hot, then he's cold. He's yes and he's no. He's in and he's out. He's rETH and he's Lido. So yeah, anyway, that's it. I'm done. Thanks, Val, for watching for the first time ever. He said he'll watch if I sing the song. So sorry for butchering it. But yeah, that was really funny. I think the person actually came into trading as well and said that they were wash trading. But maybe I'm just imagining that. I'm mistaking it for something else that happened. Okay, next we had some Ethereum, well, not really Ethereum, but crypto news that came out here from Zuma, saying that the US Securities and Exchange Commission will not be appealing a court decision on Grayscale Bitcoin ETF. Sources familiar to that from Reuters are saying. So this means that what can happen is now Grayscale can go back to the SEC. They have 1 week to start communicating with Grayscale. The SEC has 1 week to start communicating with Grayscale on this matter and trying to come up with a process of what happens next. A whole lot of people seem to be thinking that this is the next step towards becoming a spot ETF. So people think that it might be happening very, very soon, and some people who know about these things are getting more and more confident every day that it's going to be happening in 2023 and maybe the January of 2024 at the latest. So I'm definitely keeping my eyes open on that, and I thought I'd share it all with you as well. Okay, and then actually, let me just show you guys this. I had a special episode of Takeoff into DeFi that I released yesterday. This is my Twitter account. So here is the episode. I said Takeoff into DeFi introduces you to using your rETH to provide liquidity and staking liquid DG tokens with timeless FIs, Bunny, and Liquis FIs products. So I said learn what Bunny and Liquis are, learn how to interact with the protocols, and how to unwind new positions. So for this episode, I had two special guests. There was Mage Style, who is part of the Validator protocol, and also I had Liquis Scholar, who's part of the Liquis protocol, I think, or just a very eager community member. But they kind of talked through some of the rewards that are available for using your rETH in these different products. And it's a 2-layer liquidity system where you provide liquidity on Bunny and then take a liquidity token to Liquis and stake it there. And your yields are supposed to be like over 100% right now, or some like crazy number like that. I don't know how long the yield is going to last. Of course, everything in DeFi is risky, so please do your own research before interacting with any protocol. I didn't get paid for this video. I'm not expecting to get paid for any of this content, so I'm just letting you all know that that's the case. And then finally we have this transaction here that the GMC is trying to put through, which is swapping 543 RPL to just under 9,000 LUSD, which is the first of the GMC's monthly move into LUSD, where we're going to be changing 20% of our GMC's income into LUSD to kind of build up a reserve of stable coins for people who want that in their grants. So that's really cool. And then oh wait, that's not that yet. So I just thought I'd cover that. But anyway, that's everything for today's episode. Thank you all for watching, listening, and being part of the Rocketfuel community. You got a Saturday episode for the first time in a while, so that's cool. But I'll see you all on Monday, back to my normal cadence. And hope you're all doing well and have a wonderful weekend. Bye.